What's happening, HD Nation? Zach Edwards here with another Stump the Creator. I really enjoy you guys coming in and trying this out. I would also really enjoy if you gave me more questions. We need more questions. Right now, a lot of our questions are given by two people, Gabe and Cole. So thank you, Gabe and Cole, for giving us all these questions. But guys, we need to have, and ladies, we need to have like a lot more questions. We want to have a plethora of people giving us these questions so we can answer them and have fun with them. So hopefully you guys will have some questions and hopefully you can send it to me. Now, just as a interesting bit, last week I was with, I was at a tournament in Harrisonville. That is in Missouri. So I'm actually from Missouri. It was just south of Kansas City. I went to a tournament there. It was a great tournament. We had like 17 students play. I think we had, that's actually like a medium to smaller tournament for us. We actually have large tournaments, like 60 people. We have a few of those around the US. But we have this tournament, and there was a question, and I can't exactly remember the question offhand, but there was someone that asked me this question. I was like, you know what? That would have been a great Stump the Creator. He's like, I didn't tell you, I didn't ask you that. No, I'm going to ask you that later on. It's like, yeah, sorry, you already asked me, and here's the answer. We're gonna stick with this answer. So, but I know you guys have questions because you're playing this game and you have questions. Send them to me. Make a Stump of the Creator. Even if it might not stump me, it'd be an honorable mention, and your name will be on the video. Not your whole name, just your first name, and you'll know who you are. Okay, so first off, this next question is by Cole. It says, if you double Guy Fawkes, does his ability become, when you play Guy Fawkes in an opponent's land, they lose 300 morale, which again, we always say that it usually starts with morale. And then it says, he cannot be discarded until the end, the land changes hands. 2 is the question. But since it can't change hands because he is still in the land, how do you feel? How do you free your land? Okay. I'm going to have to dissect this one. Give me a second while I bring up Guy Fawkes, and I will get back to you. Okay, here we go. So here is Guy Fawkes. It says, when you play Guy Fawkes in an opponent's land, they lose 300 morale. He cannot be discarded until the land changes hands. Now, that is not twice. Remember, I think we said this last week. We always side with morale. If we're going to double a card, it's doubling morale. Now, I don't know a card that doubles an outlaw. I do know, I think there's one card that doubles the abilities of any card. I'm trying to remember which one. I saw it yesterday or last week at the tournament. I don't remember which one that was. But because of this card, it is not changing hand twice. It is just, they lose 600 morale. Because again, we're doubling the morale. The best way of doing abilities when you double them is always stick with the morale if it's morale. If it's another way, if it's something else, like the abilities don't have anything to do with morale, then you might have a stump on there because there's some I don't know of. So if you want to stump, there you go. Find something that you can double or can't double because it's not in morale. Okay, so again, going to the question. If you double Guy Fawkes, does his ability become, and here it goes, when you play Guy Fawkes in an opponent's land, they lose 600 morale? Yes, right off the bat, yes, that is. Then it says, he cannot be discarded until the land changes hands. Twice. No, that's not the one. It's the morale. But since it can't change hands because he is still in the land, how do you free your land? Now, it's not actually about that. He loses 600 morale, and then he stays in that land until you give up your land. So you can give it up to your opponent, you can empty it of everyone except for Guy Fawkes, and just say, it's yours. And that would remove Guy Fawkes. So you can give up your land, or you can abandon your land and discard your land. That would also get rid of Guy Fawkes. But you better do this because there's actually, I'm going to mention a card. Now, this is not in the question, but this is a great tactic. You might not have heard about this one. And those that have heard about this one are just saying, don't say it, Zach. Don't say it. I'm going to say it because this is a great ability. Guy Fawkes If you put him into someone else's land, he can't be removed unless you get rid of the land. And that's valuable. You don't want to lose any more land. But what happens if you use Caesar, I think it was Julius Caesar, or Caesar Augustus. I think it's Julius Caesar. What if you play Julius Caesar? Julius Caesar's ability allow you to make one character go insane until they get rid of him. Now, because he's insane, he loses 100 morale. So, you can do the lose 300 morale by doubling Guy Fawkes, or you can double Caesar, and it makes it so that if Guy Fawkes is in someone else's land, you make Guy Fawkes go insane, and because he's insane, that opponent loses 100 morale every turn, every round, or you lose, because of Caesar, if you double Caesar, he now loses 200 morale every round. So you might want to go with that tactic instead of doubling Guy Fawkes. Put Guy Fawkes in a land, and then double his insanity using Julius Caesar by doubling Julius Caesar's card. Just a thought. I'm going to leave it with that. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's come back on next Friday, and we're going to go through a few more Stump the Creators. Thanks so much for joining us. We will catch you next time. Take care, all. Bye-bye. If you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, actually. Take care. Bye.